Okay, so before I start with task 2.2, I just need to show how I ran the code in task 2.1. So this is a code that I showed you before. Okay, so what I did is I ran this for four students, and these are the values that were asked to input. So I input all of these, and because I ran this, I got to make this file. So this file was already made after I ran this. So all the values from here were copied here. So and please notice this, I have used this new line, and because of that each line is separated. So after the last line that was incorporated in this file, it changed to the new line, and our last cursor is left at line number 5. I wanted to show you this because I wanted to start with task 2.2, and 2.2 is for reading. So let's move on to the task. So task 2.2 says write a second program to search the file for a given student ID and output the email address or if the ID was found, or a suitable message if ID was not found. So you have to figure out if the ID is present in the file or not. If the ID is there, you output the email address. If the ID is not in the file, then you output ID not found or any kind of error message or consolation message. So let's move on to our code. Let me make a new file for Python. I'm calling this 2.2. Closing the file. Okay, so this is task 2.2. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a file handle or variable called file handle and open the file. The name of the file is prm. You can see here prm.txt. I'm going to use the same name because I have to read the file, and since I have to read the file, I will use r as the second parameter for open function. This means that the file handle will be opened, will contain the stream for reading purposes. Okay, I'm going to create a flag called found, and I'm going to assign a value false because initially I'm assuming that we didn't find this ID that we are searching for, and if we find this ID, only then we'll turn this to true. Okay, so search ID is equals to blank string, and I will create a while loop. Why I'm creating a while loop? Same as before. Why? The reason is, sorry, search ID. The reason is that the search ID also needs to be of length 6. If it's of not length 6, then there is no use, there is no point of even searching within the file because it will not match. So I'm also validating the search ID. Then search ID input, enter search ID of length 6. Alright, so I'm creating this record as blank, and I'm going to read from the file. So if the length of the record is, and I'm using a character within this, so this character is of length 1, so this is a single character, and I will run this loop until the length of record is greater than 0. So why I'm writing this here is that I'm going to read the file, save it in the variable record, and if the record length is 0, it means that nothing was read from the file. Initially this is just 1. There is only one character in this, so this will obviously be greater than 0. If this is not greater than 0, if it's equal to 0 the length, then it means that I've already reached to the end of the file, and found is not equal to true. Why I'm using this is because that if I find the file, if I find the ID within the file, then I don't have there's no point of just reading the file again and again, or reading till the end of the file. I have to stop when I find the ID that I'm searching for, because that ID is only going to exist once, because it's a unique ID. So record is equals to file handle, the variable that we use to open the file, dot read line. So read line will basically read one line from the file until the new line is found, and then it will save that line in the variable record. If record is, so I'm slicing this file, so the record will have a lot of characters in each line after it reads. So the first 6 characters, that's a given, which we used in the previous task 2.1, that each ID will be of length 6. So the first 6 characters of each line will be the ID. So what I've done is I sliced this. So record is a string variable, and then square brackets. These square brackets basically defines from where to where I have to cut or make a substring of this string. So there is no initial value. So since there is no initial value, it means that it's going to start at the index 0. If I write 0 or not, doesn't matter, it's the same. For learning purposes, I'm going to not write a 0 here. Colon, and then 6. 6 means the end point of this string. So this is going to read from 0 to before 6th character. So altogether 6 characters, 0 to 5, is equal to the search ID. The search ID that was taken before. So this is going to be double equals to, because we are comparing. Alright. So if these match, what I'm going to do is I'm going to print this record from 7 to the end. So the 7th character is the first character for the email, because the 6th character is the hashtag that we used in 2.1. Similarly, we did something, the finding process in task 1 as well. You can go through that as well. Just check it out on our channel and you will see that. If this is found, then I'm going to turn the value for found to true. If this turns to true, then obviously while loop will end, and after we are out of the loop, what I'm going to do is found, if found is equals to false, then I'm going to print ID not found. What I'm so you understand, if the value for found is equals to false, then obviously we were not able to find the ID within the whole file. What I'm changing this line to is something simpler, that is if not found. So since the variable found is a boolean, if it's found, if the value for found is false, so this not will convert that false into true. So if true means if whatever the condition is, the answer is true, then this will be printed. If the value for found is true for some reason, after we found out that this search ID was found, then this not will convert that true found into false. So this will not print this line. And at the end, I'm closing the file. So close. Let me run this for you. So run. Let's search for ID 234567. The second ID 234567. So 234567. It prints ali@ali.com. So this is working perfectly. Okay. So let's use comments to create all the variables that we are using. Is this is a read stream. Then we have found is a boolean value, then we have search hash search ID, as well as record which are string values. And then at the end we have I used any integers? No integers. So that's it. If you want to see the code for this task, just go to the description and you will find a link there. So this ends our task 2.0.